Jim Henson Company and Hallmark Entertainment, originally for the 9 Network. It premiered in North America on the Sci-Fi Channel Sci-Fi Friday segment on March 19, 1999. At 8 p.m. EST. As the network's anchor series. The Jim Henson Company is credited with the many alien looks, makeup and prosthetics to regular characters on the show. The animatronic puppets Rigel and Pilot were entirely Henson Creature Shop creations. Although the series was planned for 5 seasons, it was abruptly cancelled after production had ended on its 4th season, thus finishing the series on a cliffhanger. Co-producer Brian Henson later secured the rights to Farscape, a movie for a 3-hour miniseries. Farscape, The Peacekeeper Wars, which Henson himself directed. In 2007, it was announced that the creator was returning for a web series, though production has been repeatedly delayed. In December 2008, a comic book miniseries was released. In continuity with both the television show and the potential online series, it was announced that the creator was returning for a web series, though production has been repeatedly delayed. In December 2008, a comic book miniseries was released. Farscape is an Australian-American science fiction television series conceived by Rodney S. O'Bannon and produced by the Jim Henson Company and Hallmark Entertainment, originally for the 9 Network. It premiered in North America on the Sci-Fi Channel Sci-Fi Friday segment on March 19, 1999. Farscape is an Australian-American science fiction television series conceived by Rodney S. O'Bannon and produced by the Jim Henson Company and Hallmark Entertainment.
Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the Chris Gethard Show podcast. It's really cool that you're checking this out.
We're about to do, I think, the dumbest show we've done in years.
His life would be trash!
Hey, you better believe I'm trashed.
We are scrappy trash people.
What's the point of this show? I just turned it on.
We've always been with
We've
this show.
always been trash people. We will always be trash people.
It's true.
This doesn't feel real.
Someone hit loop. It's me, Fluval, Grand Trivia Master of the Grand Aquarium Empire, and this week we're back with That Post Show, hosted by me, Fluval, and we are Trash People's Emily Pineapple.
I'm trying to get this desk in your studio
What?
to move up. It should move up and down. The chair moves up and down.
It's supposed to move up and down, yes. You might just be a little low this time.
Everything is just breaking. Everything is breaking. Hello, friends. Hello there. Hi, Fluval. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm so glad that you're good.
How are you? I mean, there's suffering about, so...
There is suffering about.
Not the type I want, but it is about.
We just saw a super amazing episode.
Yes, a great That Show, hosted by Chris Gethard.
Which
he co-hosted with Hunter from Business Casual, who has been a real staple.
Amazing.
He was great. Learned how to use Google Slides for this show. He confirmed that he learned how to use Google Slides for his 3-slide presentation about his summer.
Did I miss that?
Yeah, you missed that.
How did I miss it?
I have no idea. Gethard...
What, was I not sitting there?
I think you were getting matter for you to consume when that was on, yeah. But
that was an incredibly fast presentation.
It was 3 slides.
But he must have buzzed right through them.
The first one was that he raised $33,000 for charity.
That's wonderful.
In the 24-hour stream. The second was that Cal graduated kindergarten and told him, "Daddy, you have too much fear."
I love that.
And he said he's just too insightful. And then it was TCGS showing up in the Diddy trial.
Yep.
And that's why Hunter brought up Diddy when they came back out.
Oh, okay. So I got part of that.
You came back in partway through. You missed the first 2 slides.
And I missed the about it's slides.
Yeah. Yeah, and he got booked on it because Geth got booked on one of those, the hit comedy show format of doing a PowerPoint. Mm-hmm. And Geth was like, "I don't know how to do slides. I'm 45 years old." And I thought that was very funny because I think it's no more Geth. It's that you've been a working comedian until now and you're 45 years old.
Because PowerPoint existed when he was a young man.
And I feel like if you had to make your way through corporate America, you learned how to do a PowerPoint at some point. But
if you had to do fucking presentations, I guess in school, he was in college.
Yeah, at Rutgers. He graduated with an American
he would have been.
Degree.
So if he had a real degree.
Hey, I have a film degree and I had to do slides.
Well, yeah, it's a film degree.
I have all the degrees, by the way.
That's true. I had a psych degree and I had to do slides.
Yeah.
Taught everyone about how weed use, as long as it's maybe once or twice in high school, actually a good indicator for future emotional being fine.
Intern Forrest doesn't remember what he did a slideshow about.
Well, I did mine about weed in high school.
His thesis was about Captain America.
Because the kids who didn't do weed in high school didn't have friends.
No.
Is what the research showed. And as a person who didn't do weed in high school, yeah. Yeah,
I have a slides degree and never learned PowerPoint. Well, dang, Opala.
Damn.
Well, you know who also has friends?
Who?
Chris Gethard. And one of them was the strongman clown Mike Weiss, who was established, can be summoned by the crowd. By shouting, "Really strong clown!" And then he'll come out and do strong man stuff.
Clown, which was amazing.
And he was incredible once again. We saw him, of course, in the 24-hour stream. Mm-hmm. And the first act... Do you have any chat to go through, or...?
I have no chat to go through. Chat was pretty slow.
Yeah.
I was working on... I was making these things the whole time. I don't have the design down.
Yeah.
That's partially why I feel so muted right now. Is that I haven't got the design quite right yet, but I'm on the precipice of getting this design right. So my brain is like so mad. It's so mad because like this would be great. Like little snowflake eyes. Yes. Slam dunk. But watch, I'm going to like get the design down. I'm going to make a bunch of these and no one's going to buy them.
That's entirely possible.
I'm going to cry.
And that's because of the suffering, yeah.
I'm going to cry.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. I'm going to donate them to a group that raises money. It'll be fine. For Palestine, actually.
Nintendo.
Thematic.
Very thematically.
Yeah.
Why did chat not tell me who did that Nintendo?
Who did
a
it?
Nintendo?
Who
did you do a
did
Nintendo?
it? Was it you, Blog?
Was it you? It was probably Blog. That was Blog.
Blog focused more on Seesaw.
Oh,
WizWorld Live. Wiz, did you see that Hunter was on the show tonight?
Yeah, it was Blog.
This is the law.
Yeah, Sound Alerts was Blog.
Creeps.
That was also Wiz. Blog cut it out, but yeah, Wiz. It was a mostly stand-up driven episode of that show, which was interesting because it's been a little bit since we had one of those. And then,
but then it ended with the most experimental,
with Ethan and Gigi, the most experimental group doing a very experimental thing,
which was so cool.
Which was so cool. And I'm very excited for it to make a future appearance on the show where we can hear it.
So heartbreaking to not be able to hear it.
Yeah.
It was fine. Well, but also we did get to see them do like the first part of it
like,
on the 24-hour stream.
Exactly. Thankfully, they had done Hamilton did 9/11 on the 24-hour stream, so we were able to kind of understand Hamilton does 10/7 because it riffed on it. And the words were on the screen.
Were there, yeah.
So, like, if there was any bit where audio was going to get messed up, a bit with a very karaoke-style presentation is kind of the best.
Yeah, I feel like Jersey Dave got good video.
And Geth was live. So, like, there will, I'm sure, be some version of it that can be watched, thankfully. I'm very grateful. I'm also grateful to be able to see it.
I'm so grateful to Chris Gethard.
Yeah, I'm grateful to Gethard.
For being like, do this, like, crazy experimental thing, and we'll have, like, all my guys... And the UCB theater, and like, cause like, whoever got the truck, like it was Keith and it was Jersey Dave on the cameras, and like it was like all these people that have been doing it for years and years and years.
Someone was still back in the theater running that.
Yeah. Like, yes, it was a Hamilton parody.
And they did it in Union Square.
They did it in Union Square.
They got the whole audience to leave the theater and went to Union Square.
And they're like, everyone, we're all going to say that we're on a ghost tour. It just, if there's a large group of people walking, we're all going to say we're on a ghost tour.
Yeah.
If the cops come, everybody comply.
And we have this thing on our phone saying the Ethan and Gigi back the blue.
Just remember, if they come out, we back the blue.
Yeah.
We back
the blue. And Wiz, they rented one of those LED trucks.
Yes!
It was so... It really... I mean, that's part of what was frustrating about it, is it felt like the closest I've ever come to getting to see 2000's UCB, and I still didn't quite get it.
Yeah. Oh, but they can't talk about ghosts.
I'm still grateful that they showed it to all of us who weren't there, of course.
It was so fucking cool, because they did the Hamilton parody about 9/11.
Talk show, so they are unlicensed tour, so they couldn't talk about New York or ghosts.
Yes, but they had a poster, and then they're like, history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. Yeah, and you know what rhymes with 9/11?
History doesn't repeat itself; it rhymes.
Yeah.
You know what rhymes with 9/11? And
10/7,
someone said 7/11, and they said, "Oh, sure," but and then they had their hats that said 9/11 on it, and they put a 10/7 patch on top of it.
Yeah, internet quality, very 2000s. Colin Quinn did a tour group on the street after his recent stand-up special.
I mean, George Lucas did it first, but I mean, Colin Quinn was on the Gethard show, so it's definitely not impossible.
That's exciting. More Ethan and Gigi. More of these clowns.
I would. That's honestly what I want. I want
also because Ethan and Gigi, like, they come out and there's like 20 people like run out with them. They're all like clowns. They like all got shit going on,
including Skeeter
and the strongman clown,
Mike Weiss.
like Death said that he's like, what I learned about clowns is you never see just one clown. They roll deep. Like there's at least 3 to 4 clowns whenever you see a clown. Well, and I love that.
And I also liked that it was interesting going...
Absolutely not, blog.
We're not going to watch that. But going into it with a...
But you have to, blog. I will be angry with you if you don't.
Fody will talk about it, but Fody's not going to watch it.
I want a play-by-play from you, blog Toven.
Yeah. I'm going to watch Boy Meets World instead. And then talk about Mr. Feeney doing things and just say it was John Adams. Man, remember when
we did a rewatch.
Remember when David Hasselhoff climbed into John Adams and drove him around? It's Knight Rider. Mr. Feeney's the car.
The fuck?
Mr. Feeney's the car on Knight Rider.
Okay.
So John Adams climbs into Mr. Feeney's head and drives him around to solve crimes. Founding writer, yeah.
Founding writer. I see. I see.
But
I'm so annoyed.
what?
I'm annoyed that I don't have this design down.
Oh, for your crystalline entities?
Yes. I'm annoyed that my arms hurt and my hands hurt.
Well, I don't have arms.
From doing all of this
So-
just repeatedly because I haven't gotten it quite right. And then I'm annoyed we didn't get to hear
That was frustrating.
all of that amazing
But it was still great.
bit. And I'm just like so stoked on more experimental shit happening
Me
though.
too.
Because the fact that they did it once, right? That means they're going to try it again and
the
it's
thing
going to
is,
go better.
Like the person at UCB
Like in
was,
terms of the streaming of it.
That's what I was gonna say. The person at UCB was like very good about like trying to solve it the whole time and was taking notes.
You could
on
tell
it.
that like everyone was trying to solve it,
Absolutely.
and also everyone was doing like 10
Yeah,
things.
absolutely. No, it was
Like they fucking
even
showed
with the audio
up for
It was
that.
still incredibly impressive that they pulled it off, even as
Yeah.
well as they did. Like using Discord on their phones as a camera into a live streaming
Right?
thing, like, and not like OBS, like into like the like UCB live streaming like institutional setup.
Which is crazy.
It's just crazy, and it's classic. It's really cool getting
It's
to see
classic Gethard. It's classic Jersey Dave and Keith.
Well, 'cause
like,
I realized, like, when Wiz's comment helped me sort of help really cement it, that like what's one of the things that's so cool about that show is that it didn't seem like they did, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did. But that show, it really feels like getting that 2000s UCB energy, but with like Gethard having more experience on how to like structure a sustainable show, and with the like technological infrastructure that they have now.
Yeah.
And it's so cool that like I think about how when I when I was in reading Improv Nation, so many of those stunts I was like I this is like this reading these words is as close as I can get to seeing it, and like now it's documented. So like when they do Improv Nation 2,
well, you
it'll be
can see
documented.
whatever you want, Fluval.
Well, I know. I was speaking as like intern Forrest for a second.
Yeah, like were you like me, a mortal
No, I was there at the DCM where Jason Mantzoukas was dressed as Osama bin Laden right after 9/11. Yeah, I saw it.
God damn, that would have been so crazy.
Yeah, I was there when they threw that dummy off a building. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. When they put a TV on stage and just played what was on TV. Yeah.
That's so sick.
Yeah, I was there. Yeah. But like, it did have, and it did have Crossing Delancey Energy blog. I also thought of that when George led the crowd out on a walk between GLTSs at Caveat that one time. It was interesting that Ethan and Gigi met in Shannon O'Neill's 201 class.
101.
101.
Yeah.
That they met in Shannon O'Neill's 101 class.
Which is adorable.
Like,
I love that.
It's adorable, but it's also just very funny, like having their revolutionaries have that same backstory.
Yeah.
And I liked, and then in the third act, which was the alchemy part.
Yeah, we like really could not hear that.
We couldn't hear what they were
at
saying,
all.
but they
I have no
showed-
idea what they were doing. I'm sure it had something to do with like the string that connects us all.
No, I mean, I think I couldn't hear what they were saying, but like they played the ML King quote because it was basically they like were causing the discomfort, and like they did like ha 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 comfortable fun part of Act 1, which was Hamilton did 9/11.
Yeah.
The like face your discomfort part was segment 2, which was Hamilton does 10/7.
Yeah.
Which was all Hamilton songs about October 7th. And then they passed a red thread connecting everyone who said they felt overwhelmed, like emotionally by what was happening, to remind them that they're not isolated like they might be feeling. They're actually connected to everyone around them. And so then they played a third segment that like opened with an MLK quote.
And it was like revolutionary acts from around the world.
Yeah,
like
and
it was shit from the ICE.
But it was the right. It was the right is the language of the oppressed.
Yeah, like
quote.
Straight from like what just happened in LA, like back to like
the civil rights movement,
like
pre-civil
tanks
rights movement,
and other countries and stuff.
Like
yeah,
the 60s
it was
Vietnam
cool.
movement, the gay rights movement, disability rights movement.
The one, where the people crawled up the steps of the fucking Washington.
Yeah.
And then without their mobility devices.
And then at the end, it like zoomed out and showed all the struggles are connected in like a quilt of like resistance. It does very much feel like building a Fringe show, but it was cool to get to see the early. It was also very cool to get to see the early version of it, so that if they do it again, we can see it develop. Because I'm a sucker for getting to see
I love seeing
a
shows
bit develop over time.
I love seeing a show develop.
Hey, if anyone wants to pay me to curate stand-up comedy clips, hey, I'll do it.
Fluval's great at that.
RadioFreeMultiverse@gmail.com. Send me a line. It's almost, never mind. But it was cool having talked a little bit about the theater of the oppressed on With the Former Randoms ahead of it, because it was very that. It
definitely, like, they're cousins for sure.
Yeah.
Like, this is cousins with that, like, which is interesting and awesome.
And I loved Riley's bit as Anonymous, where his mask kept falling off. That was great. And I love that we're getting this sort of like, it feels very, that whole thing felt very in conversation with Clash Clown also. Riley's podcast that he did for the Clowning Fellowship about how he wants to combine his like anti-capitalism with his clowning. Yeah. I wouldn't email him right now, Wiz, because he's at Wavy Gravy's summer camp working as staff, so I don't know that he'll be reading his email right now, but maybe schedule it for like a month or two away.
But I think that he would probably be super down.
I think he'd be down.
He's at least like a perfect...
He's always at camp. When else am I to email him? Yeah, that's also... Yeah.
But yeah, I think that mentioning also that like you saw or heard about this
every time I go to email him, he's at a camp. He's mostly at camp in summers.
Because that would just
but
fucking
definitely mention the
rule.
the political side of Wizworld Live, because he's very much into that right now.
I also really liked your ad about bees.
Yeah, the beekeeper ad was great. Yeah. I loved the person who's like, but don't beekeepers help bees?
Not like kind of.
Oh, he was down before. He just didn't have time because of being at camp. Clowning, camps seem to be a core part of clowning.
Yeah.
Like, it seems to be clowning you learn at camps. At least the, like, form of it Riley learns.
I feel like Riley really likes
summer
camp.
Camps, yeah. Well, he grew up going to Camp Winter Rainbow, so that makes sense.
Yeah. Like, I feel like camp is just, like, a big part of his DNA in a way that it, like, super is not in mine.
I loved art camp.
Oh, that's cool. You got to go to art camp?
Intern Forrest got to go to art camp. It wasn't sleepaway.
Yeah, I got to do
summer
those.
Camps. But there was a Rebel Alliance symbol on her table at her art studio because Intern Forrest got to make a tile, and what did he draw? The Rebel symbol.
Yup.
He also
YouTube commenter immediately getting it wrong.
The commenter was like, but don't beekeepers help bees?
Oh, that's funny.
That was what I was referencing.
I mean, yeah, but like, yes, yeah.
And when it came time to do landscapes...
But this is not about bees. This is about capitalism.
When it came time to do landscapes, Intern Forrest drew the Grim Reaper riding a pale horse because he thought it was cool. And then when it came time to do a still life, he drew the fruit that was required. And then he put crossed lightsabers on the mantle.
Intern Forrest is a big fucking dork, isn't he?
Yeah, a little bit. And his friend was like, I'm reading Goblet of Fire. And my Forrest was like, I'm not. I read Star Wars books. And you know, at the time, that friend looked to be in the right. But who's laughing now?
Who's laughing now?
I mean, sure, J.K. Rowling was there at Ethan and Gigi's show.
That is true.
But, you know,
just to remind everyone that she thinks that you should take pictures of people in bathrooms.
Yeah.
That's what she believes and thinks and is encouraging people to do.
Yeah, actively on X, the hateful app. X, the bigotry app.
X, the app for bigots.
There's something there on everything app, but like, you're a piece of shit, Elon. It was so cool. But so back to some of the stand-ups. It was really cool. I really liked Dylan Adler's set.
Okay, wait, no. Who was first?
Dylan Adler.
Remind me of Dylan Adler.
The one where you were like, oh, they're on TikTok.
Oh, that was so funny.
Yeah.
Okay, Dylan Adler does these great sketches on TikTok with his brother.
Yes.
Talking about being gay twins. And
Two
they talk
totally different gay twins.
But they talk in unison.
Yeah.
And they're just like, it's not that easy, mother. We're gay.
Yeah.
And they like, you know, like about a million different things. It's really funny.
Yeah. There was a very funny joke he had about...
Good morning, LG.
About how...
It was so good. Wait, did you get to see that show? Mask. You have no fucking idea. The last part... They did a full-on, like, Theater of the Oppressed.
Yeah.
They brought everyone out and did the Hamilton Does 9/11 and then did Hamilton Does 10/7.
Because it rhymes with 9/11.
And then they all connected a string to each other to recognize, like, even when we feel uncomfortable and, like, all these things, like, we are not alone. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That is what a panic attack feels like.
Also, to be clear, they did all this in Union Square in New York City.
Yeah.
That's...
Yes, because next was Kenice, right?
I wanted to talk about one more joke that Dylan Adler had that I really liked.
Tell me.
It was about how his Japanese grandfather wanted to sign up to be a kamikaze.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're a suicidal white person, that's cultural appropriation.
Which is hilarious.
He also has a joke about how his therapist doesn't understand that he's just fundamentally evil, which I related to a lot.
Ooh.
I'm Fluval. I'm evil.
Yeah.
And then the second
Do
one...
you go to therapy, Fluval?
No. But I related to it on being evil. But then Chris and Hunter came back, and Hunter immediately brought Diddy back up and pointed out that Chris said that on one of the appearances, Chris demanded having bottles and bottles and bottles of Ciroc.
No, Diddy demanded.
I misspoke. So Chris said Diddy demanded. Diddy demanded having bottles and bottles and bottles of Ciroc at Crafty.
And they're like...
Chris was like, I guess, whatever.
Sure,
That's
like, I'm not
weird.
going to say no to Diddy, but like...
And then Diddy's assistant called and said, hey, look, we'll pay for all the Ciroc and just not tell Diddy. Like, we're not going to put your show out.
Like, we're not going to make you
that would be
buy
unreasonable.
thousands of dollars of alcohol.
Yeah. And then Diddy also demanded giant jars of Mott's cinnamon applesauce, which Hunter pointed out is a Predator move. Mm-hmm. And then Geth tried to escape talking about Diddy by saying really strong clown, and Mike did not come out. Yep. So it was established that only the audience can summon the very strong clown, not
the
Gethard.
Audience and Hunter.
Yes, but not Gethard. Anyone but Gethard. And that was the thing. You know, because Hunter grew up watching Gethard since middle school, and you know Hunter is a true Gethard fan because he immediately goes, the way to be funny is immediately just making Geth's life hell.
How do I
antagonize him immediately?
How do I antagonize Geth?
And Act 2 was Kenice, who gets
Kenice Mobley,
unapologetically thoughtful,
which is true.
And Kenice's reaction to seeing Mike the strongman clown lift two other people on a barbell was, well, I guess I'm into that. And Kenice had a great blue set. I loved it.
It was so good. I feel like it would have gone better I feel like it fucking kills in rooms that aren't just like fucking packed with queer people.
Yeah.
Just because it was about straight sex. And like straight dudes.
And now she finds male cum ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. Yeah. But I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Anywhere except a Gethard show.
I loved the joke about her like nephew though.
Oh, that was so good.
About how he was like psychopathic at an 8th grade level. Mm-hmm. That was so good. And then, like, I just loved her whole set. I'm so glad. It was so nice to see Kenice.
Yeah.
And
It
that she's still
super
sort of in that
was.
Gethard orbit. Gethosphere. I mean, yes, Mask. Ultimately, that is true. It's all ridiculous and none of you should do it.
I'm sorry, the cats are fighting. The girls are fighting.
Yeah, and then Chris and Hunter came back, and Joey Dardano did some weird, like, Love Island things where he kept trying to manipulate Hunter and Chris against each other by just directly quoting Love Island. And then Geth told them, Joey, I can't... Hunter, point the mic at Joey, I can't hear him. And Joey did some great clowning of, as soon as the mic was in front of him, he just kept moving his mouth, but didn't make... Exactly. And then as soon as it moved away at all, he started talking again. It was great.
It was great.
Will Miles came up and just did a set having absolutely no idea what he was going to do.
It was great.
But they did talk about Will Miles having a history of pitching the weirdest episode ideas on the Gethard show, including filling the entire studio with French fries and having a celebrity guest have to search for one onion ring.
Yeah.
And that Conan said he would do it, but then they got canceled before they could do it. Hello,
Yeah.
Nakamus.
Hello, Knock.
We're celebrating the That Show hosted by Chris Gethard.
Hosted by
that
Chris
just wrapped
Gethard
up.
with an incredible, what was it? Union Square?
Union Square.
In New York rendition of Hamilton Does 9/11.
Well, Hamilton did 9/11.
And then Hamilton
does 10/7.
does 10/7.
And Will Miles said, fuck ice, shout out to Warm. Warm is what you do to kill ice.
Yeah, that was great. That was fucking great.
And a baby saw a baby
Oh,
fall
yeah.
out of a stroller.
He's like, I saw a woman pushing a stroller, like,
Yeah.
trip and fall, and then the baby, like, fly out of
Yeah.
the stroller.
And then the baby looked ecstatic when it was in midair.
No one said fuck Colbert, but honestly, fuck Colbert.
There's no That Show next month, which means there'll be a bonus trivia episode.
Bonus
Because
trivia.
Gethard is doing a vacation-themed show in Jersey City on August 7th. They'll be co-hosted by Vacation Jason, so if you're in New York, go see it.
Are you so sad?
Yes! Of course I am!
I'm so sorry, Fluval.
Of course I'm sad that I can't see Vacation Jason co-host a vacation-themed show with Chris Gethard. Are you kidding me?
I'm so sorry.
So blog, go and tell us about it.
Yeah,
'Cause
blog.
it's in Jersey City.
Do it. Do it. Just fucking do it.
Yeah. And then Mike Weiss came back. And then Chloe Troast did a real fun loose set. And met her at Please Don't Berbiglia, which is the team-up show between Please Don't Destroy and Mike Berbiglia.
She was great.
She bent a wire hanger strongman style. And then Mike was like, hey, that's my thing. And gave her a pipe that she then was able to bend. And then
she was great.
Mike like slunk back defeated and came out with a license plate that she couldn't tear, but he did.
Aha!
And then she does child songs now.
Yeah.
After being a singer-songwriter in Nashville for 75 years. And so she talked with parents in the crowd and wrote a song about their kid Buster, who likes Star Wars.
His name is his real
name is Buster.
Is Buster.
They named him after Buster Keaton,
Yeah.
which is the most Gethard audience, like New York City UCB person. Like, how do I put this? I know that person listens to Blank Check. You know? And I do too, so it's not a dig, but I'm just like, I know you.
It's like,
I see you.
I see you.
The film grad in me sees the film grad in you. And then Geth also quoted Vacation Jason when he said Manhattan is an island.
Manhattan is an
Because
island.
Joey then came back out and did more Love Island Division, which Geth wasn't here for. Geth's about community.
Should we watch Love Island?
No.
Okay.
I mean, for jokes, probably.
Well,
Oh,
just
you mean
that.
instead of... Yes.
So we've been watching reality TV shows with friends of ours every
Yeah.
week because that's fun.
Yeah.
And so we watched. We've been watching.
We did The Golden Bachelor,
which was whatever.
The Golden Bachelorette.
MILF Manors.
MILF Manors
1
what
and
really
2.
kicked it off. Yeah.
Amazing. And then we've been watching The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Yeah.
All these women look the same. They all look the same. They look the same. Their hair is the same. It's the same unnatural blonde color. It is so hard to talk about this fucking show because we're all like, who is this bitch?
I'm also pretty sure Swig has a sponsorship. Well,
So I'm like, should we be watching?
They all drink only Swig. The dirty soda brands. Utah has many dirty soda brands. And they only drink Swig. And I do think Swig is the seen as the fanciest of the put milk in your soda stores. But I think it's because there's also So Delicious is one, and then there's of course the San Francisco place called Swig is just a bar. Yeah, the Swig competitors are Fizz and So Delicious. Oh, Sonic has dirty soda now, and so does Jack in the Box.
Okay.
Yeah. Rich women all look the same, says Fidel Klenko. Well, the
Rich Mormon women look the same.
Rich Mormons who are part of Mom Talk, which is their little corner of TikTok.
I don't know if Mom Talk's gonna survive.
And they keep saying that, and it keeps surviving somehow. Oh wow, yeah, good Automod. I'm surprised Automod caught that.
Wow!
Good on you, Nightbot.
No, these women truly look all the same, though.
Also, the show begins with a sexy baptism.
The faptism.
The faptism is what kicks off each episode of the show.
Yeah, and also, one of them did ketamine. They won't drink booze or fuck other people, but they'll do ketamine.
Some of them drink booze.
Yeah, they do.
And some of them some of them definitely
don't say that they
definitely
drink
kissed
booze.
other people, but don't say where.
Yeah. Oh, hi.
Yeah, they're Jack Mormons, exactly.
Hi. Jack Mormons?
Mm-hmm.
Hi. Hi, fat kitty. The fat kitty is right here.
Because Jack Catholics were yeah, it's the whole thing.
What's a Jack Catholic?
Some of them do. It's they don't practice the religion, but they grew up Catholic.
Oh, so you can be a Jack Jew?
I don't know if that's on Urban Dictionary, and I'm not going to search for it.
That's a good point. It sounds like Jack and Jill to me. Come here, fat kitty. Do you want to sit on my lap?
Well, I'll tell you.
He does not like sitting on laps.
I did
think
search
he's
for
too
Jack Jew.
fat. Yeah?
It does have the same meaning, but boy, is the spirit behind how it is explained very different. The Jack Catholic was they were born to Catholic parents and may have been baptized and raised Catholic, but they don't practice the religion themselves, same as Jack Mormon, Lutheran, etc. The Jack Jew one? I'm not going to say it on stream.
What does it say?
Well, it ends with calling them money-grubbing whores.
What the fuck?
So, Urban Dictionary, stay classy, huh? I started Mac the Knife. Nope. No, you can't. You can't, Wiz. But that show was really good. And
kitty.
Next week, the former randoms are going to talk about the musical 1776, and Phony's not going to watch it, but we'll see how it goes. Oh! And next week I can't go to trivia now.
Wait. No, sit nicely on me.
He's not going to do that.
Sit nicely on me. Big fat kitty. Big fat kitty. Big fat kitty.
Yeah, exactly. That Urban Dictionary was the type of anti-Semitism that exists, not just Zoran winning an election. But, yeah, you know what's next week on Grand Trivia? Gnome Trivia.
Gnomes.
Trivia all about gnomes.
No.
And I will say, the red, white, and blue that David the Gnome wears is a coincidence.
Yeah. Because honestly, fuck that.
Yeah,
Come here, beautiful kitty.
gnomes.
Come here.
Gnome,
Please jump up here.
gnome.
Please sit on my lap.
Gnome.
Come on, big kitty.
Gnome.
What if I pretend to have a treat for you?
Gnome.
Ooh, a treat for the big fat kitty.
Yeah, David was a safe gnome to be around until he became a tree. Then he was a safe tree to be around. No gnomes allowed. Shit up, Fluval. I don't eat matter. I don't consume matter. I don't shit. Fuck off, Fluval. No, I don't fornicate. Well, I mean, okay, I'll back up.
Come here, kitty. Look.
I understand that. I speak that.
Treats. Do you want a treat?
Do.
Do you want this treat?
Oh, and
Do you want this treat?
the guy who drank from the human blender was there. And he went to see the Ethan and Gigi act in Union
you're
Square.
So dumb.
And I see why that's what they thought. I see why Geth was like, I think this will get you arrested, but it didn't.
It did not.
It didn't get them arrested despite blasting amplified sound in Union Square at 11:45 at night.
That was the main thing that I think would have gotten them arrested.
Well, I mean, yeah. I think it's the noise complaint. I mean, if you did that in San Francisco, they'd got you real quick.
Yeah.
San Francisco needs it to be quiet at night.
Yeah, San Francisco does not fuck around.
They don't fuck around with noise complaints.
Very dystopian.
Yeah.
Come here. Come here.
I mean, like you never got a noise complaint.
Me?
Yeah.
Well,
in San
that's
Francisco.
because I did it all inside.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Like, not, downtown.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we had the noise cops called on us once at our dirtbag comedian house. Absolutely.
Oh!
I mean, Intern Forrest has been at was at multiple college parties. He got the cops called on them.
Yeah. I got the LAPD helicopters
That's worse.
called on us.
That's worse. It
for
was
noise complaints.
Santa Cruz and Davis PD, I think, mostly for Forrest.
There's a treat right here.
I mean, not and it wasn't the UC Davis. It was the actual city.
The treat is right here, kitty. Come jump and get the treat, fat kitty.
These cats are not the smartest.
They are not very smart.
No.
Come here. Come here, big fat kitty. Come here, big fat kitty. Oh, kitty. Come here.
Look at this.
Huh.
Do you bear up or flare up? I make her nervous and cranky, but the kids get the blame. Don't let coffee nerves make you irritable.
Wow.
Switch to Postum. It's caffeine free. No caffeine, no coffee nerves.
The fuck?
It was instant coffee. It was caffeine free instant coffee, which it's like, why?
It's like, that's not gonna help.
Well, also, why? Why would you want caffeine-free instant coffee?
Like, it tastes bad and it doesn't get
it's
you
Postum.
awake.
No, it's Postum.
Come here.
Yeah. Postum's still around.
Come here, big fat kitty.
And now they call it an instant warm beverage. See?
Ooh.
It has roasted wheat. Well, it has roasted wheat, wheat bran, molasses, and wheat starch. So it's just wheat. It's just powdered wheat. And it's kosher.
Gross. Oh.
And vegan. Oh, there's cocoa in it too. It's wheat bran, cocoa, molasses, and wheat starch. And it has 10 calories, 2 grams of carbs, 1 gram of fiber.
What else does it have?
That's it.
No vitamins?
Nope.
It's not,
No protein.
like Ovaltine?
Nope.
Come here.
Oh, you can also get natural coffee, which is instant,
Come here, big fat kitty.
which also has no coffee. It just has caffeine.
Oh, hi, little kitty. Oh, I'm sorry, little kitty.
Fidel Klenko, when I was 17, the cops came with 4 cars to arrest me and 1 friend on suspicion of doing graffiti on a train.
What
That must
the
have been pretty rad
fuck?
graffiti. I didn't realize you lived out Jet Set Radio.
What the fuck?
Allegedly, hell yeah.
Ah.
What does Postum taste like? How did I get to civilwartalk.com?
What?
Oh, because I was looking up Postum, and one of the first results here is history Postum on civilwartalk.com.
Do you want the treat, little kitty? Because the fat kitty's gonna get it if you don't
Postum is
eat
a
it.
roasted grain beverage. It is popular as a coffee substitute. It was created by C.W. Post in 1895. It's made with roasted wheat and molasses.
The fat kitty got the treat.
Good.
We really got to figure out Critter Cam.
I mean, your phone can
Here,
join
fat
StreamYard.
kitty. Yeah, but it'll break the studio.
Well, I don't, okay, I don't know that there's a way around that.
Hello, fat.
The way around, you know what the way around that is?
What?
Building a studio, a studio that it reaches into your dimension.
Okay, fair. But also, fuck you, Fluval.
Nope.
Who's next on that show?
We went through all of them.
We went through all of them?
Yeah. When when we don't have chat, it's a lot faster.
Fair enough.
Because we talked about Dylan Adler, we talked about Kenice, we talked about Will Miles, we talked about Chloe Troast, who wrote, like I said, who was writing a children's album despite not having children or having spoken to children except on chat roulette. And
You're
then it was
right.
Ethan and Gigi.
It was a very good show.
It was a great one. It's like a bummer that there was the audio stuff at the end, but it was still a great show.
Mm-hmm. I'm so annoyed
What, that your thing's not done or that we couldn't hear?
that my things, that I haven't figured out my things yet. Look, they're my little things. And I haven't figured out the design yet. And I'm so fucking annoyed.
Oh.
A ticket?
Oh, to that show.
Oh.
I assume that's what you mean.
I was like a raffle ticket?
No. We don't do raffles on this stream.
I mean,
We don't do raffles.
I'm sure. Wait a second.
I mean, Void can always. You know.
There will be ways to see it.
Yeah. The VOD will be around.
Yeah. And in fact, I think you can buy tickets to
You
the
can.
VOD
You
for
can.
like,
You can totally buy tickets to the VOD for $10.
yeah.
Oh, for sure, for sure. It is definitely more fun watching together.
Yeah.
And you can watch Gnome Trivia together next week, right
Yes.
here on Grand Trivia at 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern.
I hope y'all are keeping cool.
Yeah, it's cool it's hot where a lot of people are, but not me. I'm in space.
Yeah, that's true. You are in space, Flu.
Yeah. And outside of it, truthfully. I'm really more in the void outside of space, I guess, if we're being technical, you know, like, I'm not, like, hanging out in never forgiving Fluval for tree comments. Oh, read David the gnome.
Oh.
Do you understand them?
No, I have no
Oh,
idea.
he dies
what's
and
going
becomes
on.
a tree.
Oh.
And so does his gnome wife,
In what?
David the gnome.
What the fuck is this?
It's a cartoon called David the Gnome.
Was this like a series or a movie?
A series. It was on Nick Jr.
What the fuck? The gnome died on Nick Jr.?
Yeah.
At the end of the series?
Yeah, that's the final episode.
Are you fucking kidding?
Yeah, it's based on a beloved children's book, and it's a very nice cartoon. No, it's a very nice and wholesome cartoon.
Wow.
With a great theme song. Yeah, it's mostly about, like, just helping animals and stuff. Like, it's a very positive, like,
And then at the end, he dies and becomes a tree.
to help kids learn that death happens, yeah.
And then you become a tree.
If you're a gnome. Welcome to this YouTube channel.
Wow.
I also forgot Bob and Harvey Weinstein presented it.
Woo!
Because it was Miramax, technically.
Look around you.
Look around.
There are many things to see that some would say could never be.
Tom
These things
Bosley.
I know.
A Bird,
When I will
narrated by
tell you
Christopher
so.
Plummer. By beginners,
There are
Christopher Plummer.
to see if you believe.
By Christopher Plummer, who played Leo Tolstoy.
Trolls and lizards and fairy kings, birds that talk and fish that sing. And if your heart
Are you a fish that sings?
La 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 la. It has everything: trolls, wizards, and fairy kings.
Bunnies.
Do, 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 do. This is the episode Kangaroo Adventure, but we're not watching it right now.
Incredible, Fluv. Yeah? What's the production history? Tell us about it, Fluv.
The World of David the Gnome is originally titled David El Gnomo, and also known as David the Gnome, is a Spanish animated television series based on The Secret Book of Gnomes, which is a series of children's books by Dutch author Will Hugen and writer Wien Poortveld.
Hugen.
The series was originally created on by Spanish studio BRB Internacional in collaboration with Television Española. 26 episodes are produced. It spawned 2 spin-off series, Wisdom of the Gnomes and The New World of the Gnomes, and 3 films edited from the series, The Gnome's Great Adventure, The Gnomes in the Snow, and The Fantastic Adventures of the Gnomes. The English language dub, The World of David the Gnome, was produced by Canadian studio Sinar Fleet Systems, in association with Miramax. Christopher Plummer, this guy, was the narrator, with Tom Bosley, this guy, voicing David. It aired weekdays on Nickelodeon's Nick Jr. block from 1988 to 1995 in the United States.
Oh, I was too young.
The series follows the gnomes, a kind species who are 15 centimeters tall and weigh 250 to 300 grams. There are several types of gnomes. Those are the forest, garden, farm, house, dunes, and Siberia, as well as nomadic gnomes.
The Siberia gnomes.
Who are generally looked down upon by other gnomes. Boo. With few exceptions, a gnome's lifespan is exactly 400 years.
There's gnome racism?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. With a few exceptions, a gnome's lifespan is exactly 400 years, though one couple in the Balkans lived for 550 years. When they reach the end of their lifespan, they transform into large trees. Though they seem to have some control over when and where this happens, they cannot avoid it. Unable to prevent their transformation into trees, the gnomes are dedicated to protecting forests and the environment, as trees are their ancestors. Gnomes, such as the main character, live in pairs in caves or holes under trees and have a mainly vegetarian diet. They are often aided by forest animals when traveling long distances or in need of to reach a specific location quickly. They also have the power of telepathy and mind control. Their main enemies are the trolls, malevolent and clumsy creatures who cause trouble, as well as gnome poachers.
Gnome poachers.
And so David is 399 years old at the start of the show.
Wow.
So it's his last year and his wife's last year. And their
my.
2 children are Lily the gnome and Harold the gnome. And Paul is David's twin. Wait.
He has a twin gnome that's a different age than him.
David is both the oldest gnome around except for Franklin and has a twin gay brother who has a normal mustache in contrast to David's handlebar mustache.
How do we know he's gay?
I'm referencing Dylan Adler's set.
I was like, what?
Good medicine. Which way out? David to the rescue. The baby troll. Little houses for little people. The wedding that almost wasn't. To grandfather's house we go. Ghost of the Black Lake. Kingdom of the Elves. The magic knife. Young Mr. Gnome. Young Dr.
Mr. Gnome.
Dr. Gnome.
Young
That gnome went
Dr.
to medical
Gnome.
school. I gotta acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you, the Siberian bear. Foxy dilemma. 3 wishes. Ivan the Terrible. Rabbits everywhere. Any milk today? The Shadowless Stone. Friends in trouble. Airlift. Big Bad Tom. Kangaroo Adventure. That's true. He might have a PhD. The Careless Cub. The Gift. The Mountains of Beyond.
Ooh.
And the Mountains of Beyond is when their time on Earth is almost over. And so
Wow.
they become
Big trees. Incredible. Dr. Gnome is a James Bond villain.
That's
yes.
so true.
Yes.
That's so true. Oh, and then there was also the New World of the Gnomes,
Oh.
which was made in collaboration with the WWF.
Oh, the World Wildlife.
Yeah, the World Wildlife Fund or Foundation. Not,
The World Wrestling?
hell yeah, brother! And then David the Gnome pile drives the Undertaker. The Entwise is left to hang out with the gnome trees.
Yes.
Ooh. There's a great gnome expo. There's a gnome convention in the sequel.
A Gnome Expo.
Well, we might go to GnomeCon next week, right here on Grand Trivia, because as mentioned, it is Gnome Trivia. And of course, be sure to join us Friday for It's a Goddamn World of Dolls at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. And on Tuesday, Games Out of Space will be back with more gaming adventures. And then the former randoms will talk 1776, the musical.
And there will, in fact, definitely be a Dolls
This week, yeah.
this week.
And
I have to figure out this fucking design.
Yeah, you gotta, yeah, that'll be what you're
I'm so annoyed. I don't know. Maybe I'll figure it out tomorrow.
Or maybe you'll figure it out on stream. We'll see.
It's taken me like over a week.
It's been. It's been.
Wait, what? Boy.
It's been. Everyone pay attention. Here there be trivia questions. What?
What?
What, Void?
What?
What? What is the design in question? Oh yeah, Void wasn't here when you showed the design.
This little snowflake eyes. I'm having trouble, like, cause it's like wire wrapping, so you like wrap the different like levels around like sticks, and at first like the wire I was using was too soft, so like I couldn't like use it to like hold the levels. So then I was using toothpicks,
Yeah.
which worked,
Yeah.
but like I didn't have any more toothpicks. But then I realized I actually had wire the whole time that worked
What?
for the wrapping.
Plot
Yeah.
twist.
It's just because
You had wire all along.
this wire is dead soft,
It's
so that
dead to you.
because I don't have, my hands suck, so that it needs to be soft. But I have this wire, which I don't use for wrapping because it's too hard, but it's perfect. It super works. And so this isn't copper wire, but this is copper wire. And even though it's silver. And so then that was working, and I was like, great. But then I couldn't, like, I'm still figuring out how to get it so that it reliable. Like, I haven't figured out the bail yet. The bail is this top wrappy part. Because I want them to be like earrings, and so it can't just be a sideways bail. It needs to be something like this, which like works. But then I need like a reliable way of getting the eyeballs to like stick in there, like with the bails, because like the design I'm like taking this from is gemstones that have like, like a back to them that like goes down a little. So I think it like fits better
With gemstones that go down.
with gemstones that go down.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I'm like, do I have to like
Go down, yeah.
make more of a back to these eyeballs? Is there perhaps another thing I can do? Maybe I'll do these bits
Like a faceted
on
back
the
deal.
inside. Yeah, on the back. Because, like, this is just, like, the random extra wires, like, to give it a back. Like, yeah. So we'll see. A faceted back deal, yeah. Yep. Precisely. That's very cool. Will I be able to control that?
No.
Oh.
I mean, I want to look into if you
I
can.
suppose would Christy be able to?
I want to.
flip it?
I want to figure
Or
out a way to let
control it?
and then turn Charlene control it. It's part of our long attempt to leave the StreamYard.
Yeah, fuck StreamYard. Honestly, though.
I don't need to pay you to highlight chat messages. I have the power!
Precisely.
And they take up even more of the screen than yours do.
Ha ha. Ha 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 ha. So it's very late.
Yeah, I think
Fluval.
that's it. I think that's our whole show.
I think that's our whole show.
Join us next week for Gnome Trivia.
Look,
we'll see you next
Mask,
what?
we'll do a show. Maybe one of these Fridays we can just have Intern Forrest reveal the secrets of OBS. Because Intern Forrest has been having a lot of fun in OBS.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you, my streamer bot's not going to look... My streamer bot's it's gonna be great for people to see how much of a mess all my stuff is. This is the thing. Frankie and I exist on polar opposite ends. Where Frankie has one scene. No. No, not at all. I have scenes I haven't used in years, but I don't delete them.
You have scenes from outer space.
Like, look at these. Look at... Testify to how many scenes I have intern.
Oh, I couldn't even count them.
Yeah.
There's so many.
Infinite
and he's just
scenes.
scrolling through them.
Yeah. Yeah, we have so many scenes.
Oh my god, there's so fucking many. Yeah. And like 6 sources. Oh my, there are a lot more than 6 sources.
What a preview.
Oops.
What a preview you just got. I did that on purpose.
Yeah, there are only 6 sources for this scene. Apparently sources
Sources are per scene, yeah.
go per scene.
And the more complicated
Each
stuff
one
I
has
do,
a pre-show,
the more complicated
then a
stuff I
main
do,
show,
I
and
have
for
to
Wiz World I have a scene
have
for the
more.
promo videos,
Yeah.
which I use as a background when I'm guesting on things.
And
it's scenes all the way down.
it really is scenes all the way down. And I'll see you next week because I have your coordinates.
Here he comes, swimming closer than farther away. Is his attention span the normal of attention that the goldfish possesses?